Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Midwest Talk. Do you like to sit there and daydream about the future? Is that what pulls you through the hard times? Do you sit there and, as life's kicking you in the teeth and punching you in the stomach, you're just like, man, I can't wait, and you daydream? Well, that's what this episode's about. We're going to talk a little bit about what our end goals look like and just what we envision on those really crappy, horrible days.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, I think that running, daydreaming about leaving your job has been like on my radar since 5 years. I think the dream has changed pretty much on. I was like trying to run the numbers to see like how much is enough. I used to say before that 27 properties would be like enough, 27 tenants or 27 doors, because I think calculating plus $300 to $400 cash flow per property, that would be something along the lines of like $9,000 or something like a month. Which, if I make the math correctly, like I only spend technically on bills about $60,000 a year, which is compared to most people, I think living in LA, I think it's pretty frugal. But I also don't have children. I don't have a family. So I'm just counting me, myself, and I. So no
No
dependent.
cats?
My cats, yeah, that's counting food and all of that, those things.
Well,
No,
you don't have to budget more for the cats. That's it.
really? More?
More nip.
How about you guys?
Go ahead, Jack.
Okay, so for me and Cynthia, I budgeted. I It's gonna be about $20,000. I can make it work with less. I can make it work with more, and it's not so much. That's our financial freedom number. Our financial independence number is way less. Like I think per month it's like 6,000, and just going off of what Dion says going off of what Dion says, but not listening to what Dion says. Dion always says, multiply by four. It's like I'm not waiting to get to like, you know, $24,000 a month. I was like, that's idiotic. That's almost a wasted 5 years added for a number that I just really don't need. So I fear if I double it and then just a little bit more, round it up, 20,000, done. That's the financial freedom number. But yeah, and the only reason why I want that much in the beginning is because I want to get together that campground that I've talked about before, and I think I want to work on getting my pilot's license and getting a plane. And then once I get those two things and they're paid off, I'm probably going to honestly think about selling a good third of the portfolio.
Interesting.
So you want $20,000 a month?
Yeah.
He's not trying to live frugally in retirement.
That sounds like 4x. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as the number gets bigger too, Jack, you don't have to do 4x. Like when you have a smaller cost of living, that's when the 4x really makes sense, because if you live on $3,000 a month, like aiming for 12 makes a lot of sense. But if you live on 10, maybe 20 something. Oh, well, if you live on 10, you're spending a lot of money. But you don't, it doesn't extrapolate like that. So yeah, like lowering that multiple as the numbers get bigger, I think makes a lot of sense.
Well, like I said, it's only going to be until I get those two things, because I kind of want to do it more or less in cash, which I think at $20,000 a month is feasible. And once I get those two things done, like I said, I'm selling a third of it. I don't need a portfolio that big.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull off the cream of the crap and sell it, and then shove that into the stocks.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the number that I came up with is kind of similar. So like my cost of living here is right now probably about $2,500 a month. I'm just very, very conservative with everything. Maybe just make that $4,000 a month to be ultra conservative. But I have abnormally low bills at this point in my life, so I'm expecting them to be around $5,000 or $6,000 within the next few years, because I've been looking at houses and stuff like that, instead of house hacking all the time. So that would add 2,000 plus per month to my monthly expenses. I'd probably aim somewhere around that 18 to 20K a month. That's passive, but I'm not necessarily ever going to really stop working, I don't think. Not that I'm not going to do software stuff, because I enjoy that, but I'll probably step away and like do my own thing, so building my own businesses and stuff like that, whether that be software or otherwise. I think that would be something fun to do at that point in time, and then just let the cash flow pay for everything else.
Yeah, I think once the cash flow, it's able to pay for your bills consistently. Let's say like, you build a significantly amount of reserves, and then you're not worried about like if a roof needs to be changed like every year, and that's like the contingencies that you work for. I think like that opens the door for like what you said, like open your own company and work on a project of passion of like Jack says, the campground that he's talking about. But like my view on retirement, like it doesn't include first class passes to like flights to anywhere. It doesn't include like bowling in Vegas and like
You can
gambling
have.
money or anything like that.
I can always make room for the first class ticket on the SS Jack in the Sky.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have to encourage you to go get that pilot license.
Yeah, I would agree with that though. I'm the same way. It's not necessarily going for more luxury things, just having the time to do whatever you want to do, and the assets to do that. Like something that's been, that I've been looking at is like when I start working, essentially taking everything that I make from my active income and put that into stocks, or vice versa. Like take all the money I make from real estate, put it into stocks, then save all my money from active income, and then buy more real estate with that. And it's just kind of like one thing feeds the other. That's the way I've looked at building up both sides of the portfolio. So I balance my liquidity with my new real estate. But yeah, no, it's fun stuff. I've never really cared about the more expensive things, but I do want to have houses in more than one place. So, it is what it is.
So I've thought about this too. You're talking about houses in different places.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about doing like little plots of land in different places, like little quarter acre that doesn't need maintained, like, and hire like someone to cut the grass, have a shed and a power pole on each one. Because in theory, what I'm thinking is have the camper van and a travel trailer that I can just go from plot to plot in different sections of the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you enjoy. That's what you work so hard for to get the real estate. So go do that.
I like camping, and
yeah. Do you do diving or anything like that?
I would probably learn. There's a diving school, right? Surprisingly, okay. For as horrible as this area is for diving, there is actually a diving school where the firemen and stuff send all their, like for Pittsburgh and stuff, up here to learn how to dive in the rivers and stuff. So I would probably actually go there and try diving in different countries and stuff.
What do you guys think about Tribetter 99? It's not enough until I'll have a Bugatti for every door. What is a Bugatti? Is that a car? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you could afford a Bugatti for every door, because those cars are multiple mil. I know it's a joke, but like Bugatti Veyron is like $1 million or more, and then I think the Chiron's even more than that.
So maybe you could buy a door of a Bugatti. You have a door per door.
Or replica.
A little tiny miniature Bugatti for every door that you have. That would be cute. Like each of them can be number per house.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should just buy a bunch of Phantoms.
Oh, you're a Rolls Royce guy.
I don't know. I think if I was to go off the deep end and buy some luxury car, it's going to be a Phantom. Otherwise, that's the other thing. I actually wouldn't mind investing in collector cars because I grew up in that atmosphere. I understand the market fairly well. But I would honestly stick with American Muscle. That's what my niche is. And there's some I would leave stock and turn back to OEM. And there's some where it's just they're worth more doing what's the term? Turn them into, I think the term is resto rod, where you leave the classic looks and stuff, but you completely rewire and you have like modern panels and stuff. So you turn it on and it kind of looks like, and it has a screen that pops on and it has modern AC and not the stuff from the 50s and 60s. And you just get an old car and make it modern and go over the top on the paint.
I'm actually not opposed. Like my boyfriend is like into cars and he's dream cars like a Porsche or Porsche. I don't even know how to say that, but I'm not opposed to like leasing a car for 1 year from like Turo, get it out of your system, because I feel like Subaru says, like once you get the car and you drive it for a couple years, you kind of get tired of it. Just like with anything new that you have.
That's what a lot of car collectors in my area do. Like I'm talking about like the more wealthy ones. They'll keep a collection of 10 cars, but they'll tell you about like the 30 cars that they don't own anymore. And they just keep like they have their top 5 that they just never sell, and they just cycle through the other 5.
Interesting. Yasik said you can join the military and they'll pay you to camp. You might be camping in the desert sometime soon.
They'll also pay you to have those spinning whistles to go above your head too.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Pew-pews.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, is he gonna say it?
Is he gonna say it for real? No. Yeah. Yasik also said, win the lottery or open a Leering Center in Minnesota and you're set. Well, I guess he did put learning. I added Leering.
Larry.
I see that Mark's in the chat as well. What's going on, man? Saw that podcast earlier. That was nice. The one that him and I think it's Welby, and then I'm spacing on the other 2 people, but one of them's in a community. But a good podcast. So in terms of like what is enough, you guys seen what your FI numbers are essentially. Are you going to continue to keep buying more real estate after that, or is the objective to get to a certain point and kind of hold it? What are you thinking?
I don't think I'll ever be done. I think I suffer from the same problem as Emily does. That is constantly on Mark's channel, where it's like, yeah, I'm technically done, but it's like I'm too much of a busy person, and I like working on the houses, and I like working on cars, and I like imagine that. And I think I'm always going to be busy doing a project that makes money in the end.
Yeah.
So am I fully going to be retired? Probably not. And if I see a screaming hot deal, am I going to buy it? Probably. It's going to change how I buy it.
I'm not sure about that. I want to say yes, probably. And then it will be like more artistic and passionate buyers, more so than you're really running the numbers and it makes sense kind of thing, as opposed to like getting more fancy with it. I think it will be what I develop into it, but who knows, because I did move from fire to real estate because I saw the opportunity and optimization of like cash flow and all of these advantages, tax advantages and everything. And cash flow now is cash flow later, but who's to say we're not open to investing in a different way that's even more smart and even more passive or even higher return than real estate? Like you, Dylan, you do commercial, right? Technically, like in my mind right now, like I don't think I would be able to do commercial, but who knows, like later on I see 30% cash on cash returns and I was like, okay, let's do and buy an apartment and that's where I move my money on. Like I think
I would think about lending too. Like lending is something I would consider.
Yeah, just a little bit more passive, but still getting really good cash on cash returns.
and helping out a newbie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just wouldn't want to lose a ton of money if their deal goes sideways.
You
Like,
just get the house if you default.
yeah, hey, you got to put the 20% down on this, and if you default, you default.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. Of course, worst case scenario, but
Yeah, of course.
well, then also with lending too, you have ordinary income taxes that you have to pay on the returns. So you kind of have to factor that in when you're looking at like what's the true cash on cash compared to if you were to own real estate.
I hear a lot of people moving from real estate into oil rigs now.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing like gold mining and stuff like that too? Like, have you ever watched Financial Audit?
No.
Oh, there was this guy talking about like a diamond mine in Africa that he was investing into. And they're like, okay, dude, okay, I hope you didn't fall for this. But people are, where are the oil rigs located at that people are doing this with? Like
in the US. But I'm not 100% sure how that is. I have never looked at an oil rig investment. I wouldn't even know how to look at what is. But that one of the things is we're talking about, it's like you can bonus depreciate an oil rig, just like real estate. So people lost year one, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing I would be worried about is I just don't understand that business. So I would be worried that I wouldn't know how to underwrite that correctly, and I could be buying something that's, it could just not even be legitimate, but then at the same time, it could just not be nearly the return that I was expecting based on the numbers that I ran for it. But I've never seen that business.
The thing is too, it also appreciates drastically. Like there's years where it's going to be really high, and there's other years are going to be super low, and I hate to say it, but like politics actually plays a huge factor in that, because I was looking kind of into land for a while of doing something and having like an oil company selling the gas and oil rights off as a potential investment, and I was seeing the drastic swings and stuff just from year to year to year. It's like this isn't reliable. It's like this would be cool if, like, for example, you had the money to buy, like, for example, my camp, and you did that, and that was just like icing on, your cherries on the icing that's already on the cake. But like to do that as a sustainable income, it's just at least to do it in this area of the country is kind of just, it's not something you can really rely on.
I don't know. It's not a business I've ever looked into.
Three Better says, would you buy a Tesla to buy the full self-driving? Full self-driving will come subscription only at the end of February 2026.
I don't
know. I'm gonna buy a monster truck.
Yeah, I don't know about the subscription for FSD. That's crazy. I do also think it's kind of interesting that people look at EVs as a way that they are helping the planet, but you still have to know where the electricity is coming from, because if the electricity is coming from a coal burning facility, you're not really doing anything by just using EV energy instead of petroleum. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I do like Teslas though.
Well, if you have solar panels and you're charging your Tesla through solar panels, is green.
There you go. That is fully green. Now you just have to figure out how much coal and everything was burned to make those solar panels.
But they stay for 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's the greenest way you can do it, at least I would say. I've heard that windmills, though, I don't have the facts to prove this, but I have heard that the energy that goes into creating windmills far exceeds the energy that they ever output, from a benefit of like being more green. I don't know. Could be a total lie. I just heard it. Yasi said, owning luxury cars is not expensive to buy. The problem is maintenance. I want to say I agree with you on that because you can get some really nice cars for like $40,000-$50,000, like some
Mhm.
cars that would normally be 100 plus. But the maintenance you have to pay for maintaining those cars is really expensive. Even if you were to look at just like a BMW, for example, which I wouldn't consider like a luxury car. It just depends on which variation of BMW you're looking at. But their oil changes and everything are a lot more expensive than just a Honda. So like everything all around with owning a luxury car is more expensive. Yet again, I'm not calling a BMW.
I think everything's more expensive than a Honda.
Yeah. Well, hey, I like my Honda, is what it is.
I never owned a luxury car, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how much it is to keep it up.
I just know people that fix them, and they're like, people just don't know how much it costs to take care of all this stuff. It's ridiculous. So they buy like German cars that people have like destroyed the engines to by not taking care of it, and they'll just like rebuild the car, rebuild the engine, and then sell them because they're like after they take care of it, it's like essentially good as new. But they just said they get so many because people just don't put the right stuff in them, and they just don't take care of them properly.
Oh, my bestie is here. Violetta on the comments. I think I will be done, but I will do more fun projects on those that have more positive impact.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I feel like everybody would like to do something like that when they have more free time, something that impacts others outside of themselves. I don't think everybody just wants to sit at home and do nothing and be retired. But yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of us do, even now, with just being real estate investors that are also speaking to newer people in the real estate community. Like, we don't make any money from any of this. We just like doing these videos so we can put stuff out there to help people that are in different positions than we're in right now.
And we also like cracking jokes at each other.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, see, Flavio's doing good.
Yeah.
Low expenses.
He has 3 kids, he said.
Dang.
That's pretty good for 3 kids.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
My enough is $10,000 a month. Keep expenses low in another country. That's his freedom.
No, that's pretty sweet. Trigger said,
does Flavio keep up on the pew pew vest for all the kids too?
What?
I said, does Flavio keep up with all the pew pew vests for all the kids too?
He talks about that with Pittsburgh.
Okay, the best.
Yeah, is it Lynn with financial freedom? Oh, were you just throwing that one? Yep.
Yeah.
Projects like
not Doctors Without Borders, but I work in mental health now, so I think it would be like more so opening up a nonprofit for like to help the communities that, for example, don't have insurance or can't afford insurance. In terms of like, there's a huge stigma in my community and like Hispanic communities for mental health and mental health services. So that would be one of the things that I could do using my actual career as opposed to the real estate information and knowledge I have, which I also do with my podcast, guys.
Yeah. That's your Saturday podcast, yeah?
Yes.
And if you want to watch it, it's on Lynn Does Investing on YouTube.
And we have a YouTube channel called Real Estate Jefas, and you can download our episodes anywhere in Spotify, Apple Podcast, or whatever you listen to podcasts.
Awesome. Walking or biking would be the greenest way, is what Yasik says. Yeah. Too bad. In the U.S., everything's just so spread out, man. Walking or biking takes a long time to get anywhere.
You know what? Yeah. Maybe Yasik's onto something. If you just put like a little gas tank and a motor and some handlebars and like a throttle or something that does about 80 miles an hour, you can get to places pretty quick on that little motor bicycle.
I do romanticize like living in a walking community, kind of like Chicago, downtown Chicago, or like New York.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's lower cost of living either.
Yeah, no, it's pretty expensive in both of those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was looking at some apartments in Chicago, and they're like, I don't know, at least in like the nice area, like near Millennium Park, is like $2,500 a month, $3,500 a month, depending on if you want a studio or a 1 bedroom
Mm-hmm.
or a 2 bedroom. It's
You should do a
ridiculous.
2 bedroom. You
Yeah,
could do
that's
it.
probably like $4,000.
Yeah, no.
You could do it.
I'm okay. I'm okay. R. Freeman says, "Good afternoon, guys from Oregon City, Oregon. Welcome."
Avi is going to Pittsburgh. Are you guys having a Pittsburgh meetup?
Nothing's been scheduled yet.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why he's saying. I think he's saying that's why he doesn't need the vests, because he always talks about Pittsburgh like that. You don't want to live in New York City or Chicago, or Pittsburgh is better.
I do like Chicago, I gotta say.
Yeah,
I got like best food, lakefront. I like water. I probably could live there. Not in the
Yeah.
winter.
I've never been to Chicago, so I can't compare it to anything. I don't know. I've been in New York City. I wouldn't want to live there. There's no way I'd want to live there.
Yeah, I've been to New York, and I don't think I would want to live there. I do like Chicago, though. I would probably live somewhere outside the city, just so the city is close enough to where you can get there and do whatever you want to do, and then head back home. But you guys got anything coming up? I know we got the ORAD event in less than 30 days.
I'm just super excited about it. I mean, we'll all get to hang out in person. Maybe we'll shoot a few lives together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we could do something like that. We'll probably be live streaming stuff from the Strip, potentially. Just depends.
I'd like to. One of the things I really like to do again is last year we walked through the casinos and along the Strip, and I kind of hope that we do that again.
Yeah, that was fun. Lynn, were you there last year when we were all walking around?
Yeah, but I did not make it before. I made it Friday night, and I drove then, and I just passed out, and then I left like Sunday 6 p.m. So I didn't hang out with you guys very much. So I also brought my boyfriend, and he was like, "Let's go have dinner."
Yeah. No, I talked to my fiance about that to see if she wanted to go, but just depends, because if somebody's not interested in real estate, they don't want to hang out and talk about real estate for
12 hours.
Yeah, 12 hours. I was gonna say 8, but you're more right.
Yeah, he was like, "When are you guys gonna be done? Can you get out for lunch and things like that?" I'm like, "No, lunch is when we network."
Yeah, that's when everybody's hanging out. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, I get it. If like I got taken to an event that was not about stuff that I'm particularly interested in, I would probably like, yeah, I'm not about to hang out and talk about this all day.
Right.
Butler Night Crew coming to Vegas is what Yasik said.
What?
Sorry, I'm a little tired. Said Butler Night Crew coming to Vegas. So I believe that was from your event, Jack, where they had the group of people that went out and checked out Butler at night.
Yeah, that are Yasik, Steven, and there's like 1 or 2 more people went up to a Butler and drove around at night. The Butler Bruisers.
Yeah, Mark said that you were too cool to hang out with all the real estate people.
Yeah, it was a long day. I mean, that was my first conference, but it was definitely a long day, and I don't know how you guys do it. I go to sleep at 8 p.m. So
yeah, no,
I work night shift. I'm used to only getting a few hours of sleep and just a couple.
Yeah. I think there might be a delay here because we keep talking over each other.
yeah.
It was definitely, there was at least one night where I was like, man, I did not get enough sleep. I want to say we we all went back to the hotels at like 3 a.m. or something like that,
Oh,
and I
geez.
believe we had to be at the event at 8. So that was not ideal, but it was worth it hanging out with everybody, getting to talk real estate. But yeah, 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. is way too long of a day to be doing all that.
Silence of the Rams tonight. Are the Rams playing tonight?
I'm gonna guess it's Bears and Rams based on what I'm seeing, but we'll see.
That sounds right. I heard something. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to football.
Mm.
Oh, so here's something. Here's something I'd like to tell you guys about.
Mhm.
So in the local community here, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a reputation for a real estate investor, and they asked me for springtime if I would consider writing an article. So in the school community, I posted the article I'm thinking about submitting to them, talk about real estate and how the steady long term investor, one rental at a time. I mentioned the community is like the knuckleball baseball, where it's phased out, but it's reliable, it's consistent, it's it's not flashy, but it gets you from point A to point B. I fear springtime baseball.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's good. I haven't seen your post, but I'll have to check it out and give you a little bit of feedback on that.
Yeah, there's a few grammatical errors I saw after I posted it. I was just like, well, like I started a sentence with "and." I noticed
Did you capital A?
capital A.
Yeah, you don't do that.
So that's one thing I'm going to fix when I actually go to submit the article.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is it going to be printed in like in a newspaper or just a blog?
It's just a small community bulletin thing.
Hmm.
I guess it's a newspaper, but they kind of print it out more like a book, honestly.
Mm. Yeah. No, that's cool. Is this like, because we have a few like local newspapers, is it essentially like that? And they have like their own website where they post this stuff?
I don't even think they have a website.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I feel like a lot of newspaper businesses that I've seen at least are shifting as much as possible to online
Yeah,
because the generations that actually read newspapers are phasing out, I guess is the best way to say that. So they're no longer buying it. I believe the business as a whole decreases in size at like 25% per year or something like that. I mean, it's like absolute destruction in the newspaper industry. So
Yeah.
don't go into that business.
Cody Sanchez would say it's a good opportunity to buy that business.
Oh yeah,
It's a good
turn it into a
opportunity.
media company.
All you have to do is just
Turn it around.
Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, this is so weird. I'm now hearing you before I see your lips move.
Oh, okay. So there is a delay.
Yeah.
A massive delay.
We need like a talking stick.
Like
I used to like Cody Sanchez, but like I don't know. I don't know. I got tired of like. My complaint about her is the same one with Robert Kiyosaki. She gets you all hyped up to do something, and then like at the end of it, you're just like, I don't know what to do. Yay! And you're like just full of all this energy that you don't know what to do with because you're just like. And then like tomorrow she'll come out with a new video about a different thing. Be like, today it's laundromats. Tomorrow it's selling ping pong tables. Tomorrow we're going to flip furniture, and next day we're going to do vending machines. It's just like. It's just too much.
Yeah, what I take from it is really there's just so many different ways to make money, and most people are in like the one track mindset of like just going to your job and working there, and that's how you make money, and then you can invest that money in your retirement account or whatever. You can do FIRE or something like that. Whereas, somebody like her has a channel where she talks about all these different types of businesses that people are running and like all these super boring ways that people make millions of dollars, and how it's a lot easier than you think. And a lot of the people that are actually running these businesses are, they tend to be older just because newer people aren't running a lot of these. So it gives you the opportunity to be able to come in and do something like that. I do get how, though, seeing so many different types of businesses could give you like a shiny object syndrome, and there's not like a one path to go down. Like, do I buy a laundromat, or do I do this, and do I do whatever? I think the message is it really doesn't matter, because all of those businesses can be successful. It's just picking something like that interests you, and then being able to run with that.
I do see a lot of critics from her though. Like there's people that say that she's an actress and she actually doesn't own any of the business she claims to have bought. And like we don't know exactly, right? Like who could tell? Like you have to do some legit skip tracing to see if like she owns many of the companies she's bought. But I think it is a lot of like hustle culture, because if you like, we know about real estate because we spend time in real estate, right? But if you went and probably Jack, he can buy like a landscaping business and like succeed. But like Dylan, if you went to buy, or myself went to buy a landscaping or a pool cleaning business, I would fail because I have no prior experience or like frame of work in which I spend time in this business. How can I succeed? Even if, let's say, the person that was owning it in the past were not doing their books right, or we're not using software, or we're not using like marketing or anything like that, I still think it would be incredibly hard for me to succeed in that business just by pitching the idea of seller finance to obtain that business.
Yeah. No, I totally get that, and I don't know if she owns any of the businesses that she does talk about. I do
She
think
talked.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it just does give people some good ideas of like things that they could look at that are outside the box. So even if everything she does is fake, not saying that, guarantee that could get clipped, but allegedly, if that were the case, I still think it's like a good message for people that want to be business owners, that there's more than one way to do things, and online isn't always the only way that you can go to make a lot of money in business, or be able to get yourself out of working a 9 to 5 so you can work a 7 to 12 a.m. Because a lot of the time that's kind of what it's like running a business. Like you are the person that is responsible for all of the things. So even if you have employees, if something comes up, you still have to work.
But I agree with Jack. She doesn't tell you any actionable steps of how to like run the numbers on a business, like how much revenue, how much profit you're supposed to be like looking at, or like what are the faults or the pains, or even how to structure like a seller finance deal. Like she doesn't go over any of that information. It's all very broad, very general, very vague.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it always tends to be like go on Biz Buy Sell or something of the sort. Which if anybody in the audience doesn't know, it's just like Zillow for businesses. But going on a platform like that and then just looking through the businesses, and I don't think any of those are ever going to be the best ones. You kind of want the ones that maybe somebody's not even thought about selling yet, because if they've already thought about selling and listed it, it's probably at a premium to where you're just not going to want to buy the business in the first place. Also, it's really important to understand how to underwrite the books and see that people are telling the truth, because that could be an issue with small businesses as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't considered in there, or like if you're using SBA loans, how to go about getting SBA financing. I think there's a lot of things that could be covered that haven't been covered. But yeah, you could also argue that just like pushes you in that direction, then you go learn all those things by yourself. But I don't know. If you sell a course around that stuff, it's different. I don't know if she does sell a course or not, so I can't speak to either way on that.
I feel the same way about Pace.
Yes. Yes.
No actionable steps either, like other than calling somebody up and trying to secure a deal, but with actually no numbers or like known cash flow or
Hmm.
running the numbers or underwriting whatsoever.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I agree on that. I mean, he'll go over the numbers on some deals, but I, it's been a while since I've watched that, but I don't feel like it's ever like hyper specific with anything. Like, I don't like seeing when real estate investors, and I'm not saying he does this because I just haven't watched his videos in forever, but they're like, okay, so the rent is 1,800, my mortgage is 1,100, so I'm making $700 a month. And I'm like, you and I both know that that's not true. So why are you trying to sell people that, you know, don't do this? That is it because you're selling a course or something to
Hmm.
that, like, something like that, or selling a community or something. I don't know though. I don't know if Pace does that. So
He
then
does.
again, well, I
He
know he
sells
has a
courses.
community. I know he has a community, but I'm saying I don't know if he underwrites numbers like gurus do, where it's just like mortgage minus, yeah, I mean rent minus mortgage. There we go. That's my cash flow.
Yeah, I used to, because our the meetups here, like there, we have a lot of sub to people. So I used to talk to a lot of the wholesalers or the people that are doing cold calling for like what their system is. From my understanding, I might be chopping this out,
Hmm.
but my understanding is like they have every city has like a lead person,
Hmm.
and that person has a team. So like there's an LA lead, multiple LA leads, and their own team, and the teams, the people that recently joined, they, in order to gain, I guess, more hands-on experience, they call. So they are given list of cities that where they can call, but they just giving like a pull list or whatever, and then it's like, are you open to like sub to seller financing? But the people that are cold calling, they don't know how to run the numbers. They don't know what the exit strategy for the property is going to be. They don't know if it's like they're doing co-living or they're doing assisted living or they're going to do fix and flip. They just need to be able to get the lead to be a warm lead, and then so they can off it to the team lead of that team. And then now the team lead is in charge of like closing the deal or whatever. And then my understanding is that like Pace takes the creme of the creme, right? Like whatever
Hmm.
warm Leo that's already closed. But I guess that's how you get the hands-on experience of cold calling. But when you talk to the people that are doing the cold calling, they don't know what the exit strategy is going to be for the property, the house, or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, well, and that's where you can run into issues too with there's another guy that does videos on Instagram that has the same kind of system set up where he's got a bunch of cold callers that are calling on his behalf, negotiating these deals, trying to get them under contract, and then try to pass them to him to see what they can do with it. And yeah, I just think that's not the best thing to do because one, I believe it is fraud when you do something like that. When you're saying I'm going to buy the thing, or I have somebody that can buy the thing, but you don't actually have anybody that can buy the thing. You have to try to dispose of it. Like, I don't know. I think you kind of have to be careful with those situations because I believe you can get sued for non-performance of the contract if you let the contract expire. Now, is somebody going to sue you to make you buy a house? I don't know. I wouldn't think so, because if you can't buy it in the first place, then they can't make you buy it.
I
Um,
could see someone doing that.
you
Yeah,
could
because
see somebody suing you to make you buy a house.
well, if a lot of times, so like the Pace Morby community, he's mentioned this where he'll look for someone that's in foreclosure, and then he like does a subject to deal, and somehow rents it back to the people who own it and stuff. He's done that a few times, and like I'm not saying that Pace couldn't just outright buy the house because he has the money to, but if something happened where he failed, I could see them like suing him, being like, "Look, we're now officially in foreclosure, or we're going to lose the house when we could have had, 2 weeks to get this organized, but we lost 2 weeks because of you."
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could see that.
That's about the only situation I could see that happening in.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be sued to like be forced to buy the property, but some kind of compensation. Then again, Elon did get sued when he was trying to back out of buying Twitter, and they made him buy Twitter. So, I guess if you have the means, they might make you do it. I don't know.
What does it say? Like 95% of litigation, only like 5% actually go to trial, kind of thing. Like 95% of litigation is just disregarded. Like they never actually go.
I don't know. So that's not saying that it goes to some sort of arbitration or something like that.
Yeah, that's not to say that there's settlements or anything like that, but and yeah,
Just 95% is bogus, and then
that
5%. Although, I feel like there's an 80-20 with everything.
yes.
But you guys got anything cool going on before Vegas?
I
Are
might
you
get a
buying?
roof installed.
Huh?
What?
I'm gonna get a roof installed.
Fun.
Yeah, and hopefully the apartment have all the flooring ripped out,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then I should be able to hit it hard once I get back. So what I would like to do is that week I'm out there, I would actually like to try and schedule to have the drop ceiling installed. So when I got back, it's like literally all I have to do is just paint, floor, and pay an electrician to come in and do the electrical. Oh, and the bathroom.
Mhm.
How much is a roof in your area? Like, I mean, how big it is and how much is it?
I'm not exactly positive on the square footage of the roof. If
Okay.
I had to ballpark it, I would say about 1,400.
Mm, that's
We're
pretty big.
doing shingles on this one, and it has a 50-year warranty, and it's probably, I think when it's all said and done, run between 11 and 11.5. Because there's some things that he can't see. He's like, oh, well, it's gonna be $75 per sheet of plywood, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, I could see it being about 6 to 8 of those. He's like, oh, and if you want the the anti-icing strips and this and that, that's $25 per section. And I was like, okay, so it's gonna be about 11.2 to 11.5. I'm estimating.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good, actually.
I think it's good, and I normally would stick a metal roof on it, but this property is one that I'm indecisive on, in the sense that, like, when I turn 80 years old, this might be one that I decide to kick.
Just a property that you're not a huge fan of.
I like the property. I don't hate the property. It's a good deal, but I don't know if this is one that I'm going to take to the grave with.
Makes sense.
It's going to be a long-term hold, but it's just not going to be a hold it's not going to be one I hold to the grave.
I think all of my stuff's going to eventually get newer. Like I'm going to sell everything and then buy newer product, and then just keep that for the longer term instead of keeping a lot of the older stuff that I have. Because like once you have the major problem that a lot of real estate investors have when they're starting out is they don't have the money, or they have some money, but they don't have a lot of money. Or if you do, then you're not included in this. Once you have the money, though, you can transfer it into different things. You could take all your money out of real estate and put it into dividend stocks. You could take all of the money out of all of the older real estate that you own and buy newer houses in cash, and then just manage those and minimize what you have to deal with. Maybe you're buying a house in like an A-class area, and that's just like your only rental, but it's like the same equivalent cash flow as like 4 or 5 other houses that you would have because you bought it in cash.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. If you had hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would buy only new construction.
mhm.
Why would I deal with the 100-year-old house?
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Or build your own new construction,
Hmm.
you know. So, I think that's what it'll do over time. I might look at like building some of my stuff, like duplexes and apartments and stuff like that. But um, I'm getting kind of tired of older buildings. There's always a headache. Like always a headache. Like something is broken. There's a foundational issue. There's a roof issue. Something like that. So
Maybe you're hanging out with Cody too much.
yeah,
He's
could
like
be.
moving everything into new construction.
Yeah. No, yeah, like maybe cash flow is not as important. Maybe we just need to have more new construction stuff. Yeah,
And with that being said, if you guys want to watch the Gen X meetup, go join school and let Financial Firefighter know where he has, I don't know how many, I'm not going to shove words in his mouth, so many free memberships left. And then you can watch Dylan and Cody every Saturday on the school community.
it is Gen Z, not Gen X. Let's
Did
get
you
that
say
super
Gen X?
quick. Yeah, he said Gen X.
Gen
I'm not that
Alpha.
old. Yeah, I'm not that old.
Gen
But
X and under.
yeah, I think the Gen X meetup is actually going on right now.
Is there actually a Gen X?
It's not called a Gen X meeting.
No, it's the contractor meetup. I just gotta
Oh.
give them. I don't know if we can cuss on here, so I will skip on that. But I gotta razz them a little bit.
No, the contractors is 10 a.m., right?
Oh,
well,
I thought it was
PST.
3:30 p.m. Oh, maybe PST. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's the same time as ours.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it was 3:30 or something like that.
I think that's the Sunday accountability, like Jared's.
Oh, never mind. And he said not nice.
Oh wow, being attacked.
Yeah. Hey, I could throw it out there. I could take it a little bit too. It's
I don't
fine.
know. Jasek's pretty strong, so he may.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he was in ORAT last year when we had the last year's meetup. Essentially, that's what I was trying to say. So I think this will be a first time me seeing him at a meetup. But I've been talking to him like every Saturday for I don't know however long we've been doing the Gen Z calls.
Was he there, Jack? I'm not 100% sure.
What's that?
Jasek, was he at ORAT the second year?
I don't think so.
I thought he joined earlier in the year, but I could be wrong.
I think the first time I met him was when he came to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun time. I booked my hotel and everything for Wednesday. Oh, he said no. Okay, there you go. I might not show up on Wednesday though. Trying to decide. I might be there Thursday through Sunday instead of Wednesday through Saturday. We'll see how that shakes out. The flights are a little weird. Like a lot of the stuff a lot of the flights you don't get back home until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not trying to do that on Sunday and then get back home at 1 o'clock in the morning and have to be at work at 7 a.m. That would not be ideal.
Isn't it off though? Like President's Day? Don't you have it off?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
It's a federal holiday.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We shall see.
I have it off.
Maybe you're right.
That's why he chooses it, because it's a long weekend.
Oh, no, I thought he chose it because it was Valentine's Day and everybody gets to meet up on Valentine's Day. Gets me in trouble
he
every
chose it because
year.
of President's Day.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares at all about Valentine's Day.
He cares about breaking down couples during Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I was going to say, he gets me in trouble every year. But when are you guys getting in?
I'm getting in Thursday and probably nighttime because I'm driving. I don't know if I'm gonna do the Thursday meetup at midnight. That's kind of crazy for me. But
I think it's actually at 9 or 10 is what I was told, but I don't know.
if it's
how
9 or 10,
accurate.
I might show up for like 1 or 2 hours. But the next day, the coffee with Brandon, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, and it's 9 or 10 a.m. PST. So if you're from where I'm from, it's
Like
it's already 12.
Yeah,
It's lunchtime for me.
it's lunchtime
wow.
for you because you work at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're lucky. Yeah, because I was getting real tired as soon as I got there, because I like literally landed and then went to the Denny's meetup. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm gonna fall asleep.
I'll be getting there Wednesday, and I wasn't paying attention to what time my flight arrives, so I'm way too early to even check in.
hmm
And then I'm checking out, or my checkout time is Tuesday, because I didn't want to make the same mistake as last year,
hmm
where it's like, because I actually liked doing the red eye out Monday night, but then I ended up sitting in like the hotel lobby for like 5 hours with my luggage.
Mhm.
At one point, I'm just like, yeah, I am never doing this again. I was like, I will purposely get an extra day just so I can have nap time or something and go back to the room.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You could have sat in the gambling chairs for 5 hours before you went home.
I don't gamble.
I don't know either.
I don't either.
Yeah, having a bunch of real estate investors on the strip it's nothing exciting because there's no money being thrown around anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Sounds like
I
a
think I
fun
just still thought of a
weekend.
punchline. Jared last year was trying to think of a punchline. He had a start of a joke and never could think of a punchline to finish it. But the
Mhm.
joke started off as, what do you have when you have a group of real estate investors? And he couldn't think of a punchline. Well, I thought of a punchline. It's not that good, but it's better than what we did come up with. A bunch of penny pinchers.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. Yeah. Well, the funny thing
I
is,
personally like a bunch of alcoholics, but it's not really true because like I don't really drink much anymore. No one
Same.
got drunk. Mark doesn't drink at all.
yeah. Well, people were drinking, but nobody like got to the point where we had a story the next day.
Ooh, it's not what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
No
What?
stories.
What happens in Vegas goes on YouTube.
Oh, no stories. Oh,
No
okay.
stories. That's what people would say. I don't know.
I don't know. I was just thinking story the next day.
I'm not a
like,
drinker either, so
I'm not like a heavy drinker, but I do like Guinness. So, I'll have a couple while I'm hanging out with everybody. I mean, it's multiple hours too. So
yeah.
I think it's all right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything. We did go out to dinner one time while we were all in Vegas. Well, I mean, multiple times, but there were like we traveled out of the strip, is what I'm trying to say, and went to a couple restaurants, and that was pretty good last year. I'm gonna try to do that again this year. I know Mark's planning on going to Fogo, so if you like Brazilian steakhouses, shoot Mark a message, and you can go to Fogo with him. I heard he's paying too.
You better be. He's almost retired.
He is not.
Almost.
No. I'm saying he's not
He's not
paying.
paying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know Fogo de Chavo, they accommodate big parties, so they have like many rooms to like have like 30 people at a time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been to those places before. I'm not the biggest fan because it's just like so many meats and stuff. I'm like, man, I do want some other stuff. Not that I mind, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's pretty good. I can't dump on it too much because I know people really like it, but not my thing too much. Did you all have anything else that you want to cover before we go ahead and wrap this thing up? Are you good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. We all good? Well,
Yep.
Thanks everyone for being here. It's been a good time hanging out with Linda's Investing, Jack, and myself. We'll see you guys next time. We always do this on Sundays at 3 p.m. on Sunday. We try to stay for about an hour, do a podcast. If there's any questions or anything like that that you have about real estate, that's why we're here. We try to bring a topic every week, so we have something to talk about in the meantime. But yeah, feel free to ask us all questions. Lynn invests in Gary, Jack invests in Pittsburgh, I invest in Indianapolis. And yeah, happy to be here.
We'll see each other next week. Bye.
All right, see ya.